Today's Sunday the 19th July. The government advice on public transport use changed last week. So today we're exploring the Manchester Trafford Park line out to the Trafford Centre on the Metrolink. It opened a few months ago, but I've not travelled on it yet, so we thought actually today we'll take a walk alongside the line in its full duration from Pomona all the way through to Intrue Trafford Centre and see what we can see.
Pomona's quite an unusual station in that it's quite remote and elevated, but there's always provision for an extension out to the Trafford line when it was built. Outside the station there's this strange monument thing around it, so it says Manchester Metrolink Pomona Strand, referring to the street name. I can't figure out what this actually is, so if anyone knows, do leave a comment.
Oh, I'm going to look at the... I want to know what they are. What, literally look like I'm crying at ducks.
We've got this strange sign here as well that's kind of warning people not to use this, but we saw plenty of people coming down here, so we came down anyway. And there's a few places where they've barriered up gaps in the fencing. Here's the end of the fenced off section. You've got some spikes and stuff to deter pedestrians, and also where a really wide pavement start that runs between the track and the Manchester Ship Canal.
So I'm at Wharfside now. Just over there is Old Trafford Football Stadium. This is the first stop on the new line after Pomona. It's a brand new station. And also because it's so close to the football stadium, we've got these queue barriers on both sides to help with all the queuing fans on their way back home after the match. And this is actually the second stop on the Metrolink. There's already a stop on the south side of the stadium for the travelling fans. I can only imagine they needed more capacity for them to put this in. The views are also pretty interesting from here, all along the river, and there's also Nome Island in the background over there.
There's even more queue barriers further out, so these are before you've paid for your ticket, and special barriers and turnstiles as well with contactless readers. There's lots of monuments along this stretch of the walk, so I saw some of the circular grid ship maybe, I couldn't quite tell what they were. These ones have got lots of pictures of people. I couldn't figure out what these were about though. The bridge here connects the south side of the canal with the north side where Media City and the Lowry are, so you've got BBC, ITV, lots of other companies based there.
So we're at the Imperial War Museum, right behind me here. Interestingly, we've got the Metrolink sign here as well. Where is it? Up here somewhere. There we go. Except the platform's actually over there. And this is the second stop.
There's a huge tank outside the Imperial War Museum. Here at Coronation Street, the ITV soap. Runs alongside the trams as well, so I imagine it must be a bit disruptive for filming. Also, you've got this layout track configuration with a lay-by of sorts. It doesn't look easy for trams to get into. They'd have to run the wrong way to get into it. So I'm not sure what the purpose of it is. If you know, again, comment down below. Spotted this really small HSBC bank as well. It seems kind of out of place in an industrial estate. Here we are at Village, the third stop on the line. I'm not sure where the name comes from. It's located on Village Way, but all around it, lots of industrial units and factories, storage facilities. Talked about the monuments earlier. This is a really bizarre one, but spot it if you want. It's between Village and Parkway.
So I'm here at Parkway, which is the fourth stop on the line out of the 6. This is also the only one that's actually designated as a park and ride, so much to Dax's annoyance, let's go find the park and ride car park.
Oh.
So we've been on a bit of an adventure trying to find the park and ride, and so just in the background there is the station. But over here is where the park and ride is, but it's still under construction.
The into is covered up, and then that one's covered up. Barton Square, or whatever, Barton Road.
On the approach to Parkway Station from the into Trafford Centre, trams have to negotiate a really large junction. Huge number of traffic lights put in here compared to how this road was previously laid out with a more simple roundabout.
So we're walking between Parkway and the Barton Square station stop, and along here we can't actually stay next to the tram, so that's all the way over here. So forgive me for poking. Bex, do you want to poke at the point at the tram line? No? Okay. So instead we're going to be going along the road down here, and there's a little path, so if you want to do this you've got to watch out for this bit. It's a bit tricky.
Here we're crossing over the Bridgewater Canal, and then we take some steps down and along this kind of overgrown path.
It's not the most scenic part of the journey. And not somewhere I'd want to walk at night. What? I want chicken nuggets.
We finally rejoined the tram tracks next to the Holiday Inn and the restaurant. This is all fairly new construction in the last 5 years or so. Also along this road you've got some new car garages. I can't imagine many people go to a day out at the Trafford Centre and buy themselves a new car, but I don't know.
Here behind me is Barton Dock Road, the 5th stop on the line. We've got Event City behind us, we've got Barton Dock Road, Barton Dock Square, shopping centre. You can also get off here for the Trafford Centre if you want to be at this end. So really, like, Trafford Centre has 2 stops. But, yeah.
When we approach into Trafford Centre, you've got your crossovers as well, so that they can use both platforms. The platform's long enough to fit 2 units, but I don't think you'd be able to fit a triple or 2 double units in there.
Now I'm at the end of the line into Trafford Centre, out on Zone 3. We've got the tram there behind me, just departing. If you're interested in doing it for yourself, it's 3.4 miles or about 5.5 kilometres. Bringing you out, you get some walking on through Salford, through Media City, on the water. You go through the industrial estates, not quite so nice, but you go through the industrial estates, past Trafford Park. You end up here, you can see both the lines here. Also lots of blackberries back on that in the little path. So yeah, interesting walk. Other interesting thing here at Into Trafford Centre is that the way the platform has been designed, like this, means that actually it's primed for extension, and there are kind of rough ideas. There's no money or firm details, but the idea is to extend it for 3 more stops, all the way over to Port Salford, which is it's a port, container port that they're planning to build, or construction started soon. So lots of development work going on, and passive provision has been made in the design of this station to allow them to extend it further. Now they'll definitely have some problems, lots of roadworks I'm sure when that happens, but it'll be interesting to see if and when this continues along this direction.